going on, everybody? Zachary Smith here. Welcome back to the channel. Another video today. As you can tell by the thumbnail, as you can tell by the title, we got a spicy one for you. I knew after watching the quarterbacks, which I didn't even really want to be doing. I wish that my Pittsburgh Steelers just had a set in stone franchise quarterback. I didn't have to be watching quarterbacks this cycle, other than maybe for just a little bit of enjoyment. But I started out watching, Michael Penix and Bo Nix because I was a little bit worried at first the Steelers could potentially take one of those guys. However, hopefully that's put to rest. I did want to watch the guys at the top, though. 12 games of Drake Maye, going back to when he became the starter in 2022 after Sam Howell left, 15 games of Caleb Williams. So pretty good sample size for both of those guys here. And I feel like I had to make a video, not just put this take out there, because I know that it's a hot take to have somebody other than Caleb Williams as QB1 of this class. Folks, I came away with Drake Maye as my QB1 of the 2024 NFL draft. I got a lot of clips cut up here. Shout out to Caddy's Cut Ups. I don't know if I've mentioned them on here before. That's how I get the cut ups, the clips that I do, the film that I do. But yeah, it's through Patreon, and it's like $3 a month to get access. Awesome stuff. Access that I otherwise would not have, and it's super useful, especially this time of year for me. So yeah, got a lot of cut ups here at Drake Maye. I don't remember exactly how long this video is that I got of him putting these cut ups together, but we'll go through it. We'll talk about him. Some on the surface stuff, just like I'm doing with my other videos. Check out the Terry and Arnold video if you haven't yet. But Drake Maye, 6'4", 232 junior, 5-star recruit when he was coming in. Phil Longo, the offensive coordinator there for his first season, he left. Drake Maye did not. Going into 2023, he wanted to stay there. 2022, man, highest, and I know, take the PFF stuff with a grain of salt because I do as well. Just wanted to throw this out there for some added context. Highest WAR in a PFF WAR in a season. Drake Maye, his 2022 season. Prototypical size, the mobility, elite arm talent, can push the ball outside the numbers with ease. The arm torque, the velocity that he gets. I think he works well side to side going through his progressions, throwing with anticipation, his eye manipulation. The pocket discipline, I think, is there. Navigation took a jump as well, going from. So I mentioned from 2022 how PFF graded him. I think, to me, the pocket discipline and the navigation, again, that I just mentioned there, I think they actually took a leap from 2022 to 2023. Everybody talks about like the supporting cast stuff. UNC has not. I mean, he didn't even have Tez Walker for a good portion of the season, but like I think that no one really has talked about UNC's supporting cast in a way that they have, in terms of like USC, for example. We're talking about Caleb Williams in the supporting cast that he's had. No one seems to really give Drake Maye the benefit of the doubt with the supporting cast there. And in my opinion, they've done a pretty poor job in terms of recruiting on the offensive side of the football to replenish the talent that they've lost over the last few seasons. Accuracy to all three levels. And then out of structure, man, like you look at the guys at the top here and Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, like those are the guys, JJ McCarthy, everybody, absolutely is in love with what those guys do out of structure. I get it. So am I. They're incredible talents as well. But like Drake Maye, I don't see that big of a drop off, if at all, in terms of what he's able to do outside of structure. And that, to me, is the big reason why he came away as my QB1, was because, to me, the best in structure, and also you're not losing much out of structure. That's my number one takeaway here in terms of why he finished as my QB1. Honestly, like, we'll get into some mock draft stuff down the line, but I don't think he's going to go 1. I don't even think he's going to go 2. We can talk about that in another video, though. But we're about to jump right into it. This first clip starts immediately, and we'll just go through it. I'll pause at times and talk about what's going on. So yeah, boom, right away. A goal line rushing touchdown here. And this is something that I think flies under the radar too. I think he could be a weapon in the run game, like around the line of scrimmage. I'm not saying he's Josh Allen, but I think that he's going to be used, or can be used, I should say, in similar ways. I don't know, obviously, what offense he's going to play in at the NFL level or anything like that, but I don't think it's out of the question for him to be used as a runner at times too, in similar fashions. Best, in my opinion, too. I don't think that I mentioned this when highlighting things here. Best deep ball thrower of the class. Like, it looked so pretty out of his hand too. I mean, the rainbow dropped in a bucket. Just the way it comes out of his hand is just special. Another angle on this here. Ball. Like, I mean, man. I mean, that's gotta be even if you have Williams at the top, right? I'm curious how many people feel like May, even with Williams ahead of him overall, is the best deep ball thrower. I mean, just look at the way that that comes out of his hand with ease, outside the numbers, right to the boundary. And see, this is what I wanna see NFL teams do with him too. I mean, this is a design quarterback run. Um, how many teams are gonna allow him to do that within their offense? I hope wherever he lands because I think that it's definitely an asset that can be used at the next level. Fakes the screen, takes off. It's good stuff. Switching games here now. He's going against Clemson, lining up another deep ball between two. I mean, you got that safety coming in on the play too, is able to put it through two defenders. I don't that may be that has obviously been a knock on him is like maybe the over aggressiveness because there is not a window that this guy is not willing to throw into. Uh, that's for sure. But right over the corner as the safety's also getting into the play, using his legs here again. Should probably slide, and I'm sure that whoever snatches him in the draft is probably gonna tell him that at the next level. Just get down. Going against Pitt here. This was really my first good look at him. Um, as somebody that watches Pitt, like, this was the game where I was like, "Okay, this guy is going to be, yeah, top 2." Again, I don't think that he goes top 2, though. Just my how I feel about it right now, based off the teams that are picking there. This is just a wild play, like, more than the throw itself, like, whatever, this guy's pretty much naked running down the field. You could even maybe say a little bit underthrown, but, like, I had to include it just because the play itself was so wild. Takes a lick at the end too. Like, look at the arm angle on this when we get the other look here. Watch the arm angle that he throws from. Did you see that? Like, almost a sidearm type look here. He's throwing like a baseball. And that's what I'm talking about, the elasticity of the arm, the ability to throw from different slots. This is just good anticipation, thrown before that receiver even turns around. That's, rips it across the middle there. I believe this might be the last game that's on this tape. The Duke's Mayo Bowl, their bowl game. There he is again as a runner. Again, man, like wherever he's an underrated athlete. Wherever he ends up landing in the NFL, I really hope that they let him use his legs a bit. Um, and in like today's modern NFL, I feel like most offenses would he doesn't have to just be a pocket passer. This is a special play right here. I mean, the amount of time that he buys for himself, then finds a guy over the middle with a defender, narrowing the gap on him. To be honest though, watching that back, I mean, kinda created some of that himself, like, the South Carolina's only rushing 2 there, he probably coulda just stepped up in the pocket as opposed to, going outside the left tackle, but hey, it worked. He's able to mask some of his own issues. Beautiful deep ball, easy 6. And that'll do it. That's it. That's Drake Maye. Again, finished as my QB1 throughout this process. I feel like I've seen enough of the two. Obviously, Caleb was starting games in 2021 when Drake was still sitting behind Sam Howell, then became the starter in 2022. So a little bit more experience on Caleb's side there. And I think Caleb's a special player too. Like that, don't get me wrong. They're two of my top three overall players in the class. It's not some like knock on Caleb that I have Drake May higher. It's just the things that he does, in my opinion, just a little bit better are things that I covet a little bit more. So, his play within the structure, I think that there's still some footwork stuff maybe to clean up. Again, maybe he takes too many chances. Um, but yeah, to me, Drake May, if I had the number one overall selection, that is the guy that I would bank on as my franchise quarterback over anybody else. I get it. Caleb can be a special player. I think that he is a special player. Um, he had to play a lot of hero ball at USC. We've kind of talked about that. Curious to see how a lot of what he did is going to translate to Sundays. But you can't teach somebody to do the things that he can do and has done at USC. You also can't teach a lot of what Drake has done at UNC. So there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you can understand my reasoning for why I have Drake Maye as QB1 of this class. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see in the future. Going to have a lot more videos as we get closer and closer to the draft. Free agency probably have some stuff as well, but a lot more draft guys going to be part of the YouTube content in the near future. So again, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit me in the comments. Let me know what you want to see. Until then, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.